Thanks and welcome to the 6:15 news with me, Kejang Henry, at the loud flag off with our headlines. Schools have resumed across the country for
the second term of the school year in Cameroon.
The second term known as a very tricky one to students, pupils and sundry of the education chain. And Elections Cameroon has officially launched voters registration for the year 2025. The Elections Management Board is set the salvo in Bankomo, that is in the central region of Cameroon. And fire have ravaged homes and goods in Fumban and Yaounde. Blistering flames consumes goods worth hundreds of millions CFA francs. Top stories. To join me, you can hook up with us on our different platforms for consultations. Let's flag off from Yaounde, where two separate fire incidents have ravaged homes and goods in Yaounde. The first fire occurred at the Moklo market while just about 7 p.m. this morning, while another fire occurred 3 hours after. Beatrice Ngamo takes a look on that very devastating fire breaks.
At the Kangsik Longkak area, the fire started at around 10 a.m. January 6, and despite efforts to contain the situation, with the help of neighbors, the flame spread and the firefighter squad was alerted. Their arrival helped the situation, but some 3 homes had already fallen, including a family house. Birth certificates, diplomas, gone. Yes, a man was sleeping when all this was ongoing, but thank God he was rescued. Unfortunately, there was no loss of human life. The pains of these families, similar to the distress of traders at the Moklo market, precisely at the Sape area, warehouse with cereals, maize, granules, beans, gari, stores and private homes ravaged by wild flames.
Regardez tous ces pertes ici là, c'est la marchandise des gens. Et nous on travaille où? On fait comment pour manger? On nourrit nos familles comment?
Et c'est ça causé que, comme vous avez vu là, on était seulement obligé de supporter.
The loss was very great. Loans for some, lifetime savings and money for others, all gone in a twinkle of an eye. Unbelievable that all this is going on when they are just 2 steps walk from the neighbor whose name they bear, Mokolo Sape. Like the homes at Longkak, here also the cause of the fire is unknown, though many point fingers towards the anarchical electrical connections. Such disaster in January, of all months they cry, sign of how bad the year is starting, and they need God's grace to be steadfast and other support to survive.
Oh, very unfortunate there. Thanks very much, Beatrice Ngamo from Yaounde. And considered the most tricky term on the academic calendar, pupils and students are back in their respective classrooms after the Christmas break. But then early this morning, the school bells came ringing as there is just no time for the latecomers, many of whom are still drowned in the festive mood. Details in the full report.
The second term of the school year in Cameroon is on the way. It is a term with a lot of stake for pupils, teachers and parents. Events such as Youth Day activities, Open Days, Bilingualism Week and others must be integrated into innovative teaching strategies to keep pupils motivated and committed. Disruptions and other interruptions to lessons must not be allowed to hinder the completion of school programs. Teachers must double their efforts to increase their pupils' chances of success by putting in place appropriate lesson plans and encouraging pupils to develop effective work habits. Parents are also called upon to become more involved in monitoring their children's progress, encouraging the development of skills such as planning and organization to help pupils manage their time and resources to the best effect. From January 6 to March 7, 2025, it's time to take action to meet the challenges and seize the opportunities for better end-of-year results. Students, teachers and parents must work together to create a supportive learning environment that enables students to succeed and reach their full potential. Keeping students motivated and essential to ensuring a successful school year.
And the voters registered at Mbankumu, Eric Esuse, actually made a call for people to come register as there is just no time. The target, he says, is 8 million.
The ball is set for Cameroonians yet to write their names on the electoral list. Reopened on January 1st, as stipulated by Section 74, Sub 2 of the Electoral Code, the voters' registration process for 2025 is officially launched this January 6 at Mbankumu, Mefo and Akono Division of the Central Region, by the Director General of Elections, Eric Esuse, with a clear objective.
What we want to do now is to encourage, particularly the youth. Also, we want that for this year is the year of the election. We want to have many persons to be registered so that our role, we can go over 8 million of persons registered, because now we are around 8 million, but not yet.
Being a peculiar year with the exercise to be suspended from the date of the convening of elections by the head of state, according to Section 75 Sub 2 of the Electoral Code, Eric Esose calls on aspiring voters to waste no time.
To convoke each citizen to come to be registered. But the strategy is to come first in our council, first to go everywhere down. If we have our kit, you can be registered. But we don't want to register the person who at the moment for election.
Many rushing, taking advantage of the launching this Monday to get their cards. Elections Cameroon also insist that enough mobilization has been made nationwide to massively register Cameroonians who want to cast their vote in the upcoming elections.
Thanks very much, Hyacinth. And the Divine Mercy cathedral has been officially dedicated in a grand ceremony that was led by the Archbishop of the Bamenda Ecclesiastic Province, Andrew Kier, attended by thousands of Christians. This is just a milestone as the Catholic Church commemorates the Jubilee year. Titles with Ambo Gladys Diba.
As we stand at the threshold of this sacred house, which is to be dedicated to the glory of God,
Boya witnessed a historic moment on January 5, 2024, as the Divine Mercy Cathedral was officially dedicated during a solemn ceremony presided over by Archbishop Andrew Fonyakia. The landmark event marked the culmination of a 15-year project initiated in 2009 under the leadership of Bishop Emmanuel Bushu and brought to completion by Bishop Michael Bibi.
this dedication, to be very honest with you, is what we have been looking forward to. The cathedral was started by the Emeritus Bishop Emmanuel Bushu in the year 2009 because he saw the increasing number not accommodate the Christians.
The dedication ceremony was characterized by deep spiritual significance, including the blessing of the altar. Bishop Michael Bibi, joined by bishops from across the nation, led prayers for peace, reconciliation, and worship.
This gigantic cathedral is standing here as a great star to bring as many people as possible and the great light to the people of the diocese, to Jesus Christ. It is the wish of the bishop that the people of Boya will use this structure to glorify God's name and to worship God in spirit and in truth.
In his homily, Bishop Bibi emphasized the importance of fostering peace and reconciliation in the Anglophone regions, which continue to face challenges.
And look at the situation that we are having now in 2024. You agree with me that progressively there has been changes. Progressively, children are going to school. Progressively, those who left their villages and went out, we have situations of kidnapping, we see situations of fighting in some areas.
The event drew an estimated 10,000 faithfuls, including prominent figures such as the governor of the Southwest region, Bernard Sokala Bilai, and other dignitaries. The ceremony also served as the opening highlights of the 48th annual seminar of bishops of Cameroon, which is being hosted in Boya to discuss pressing issues affecting the church and the nation.
SCE, its real estate company, are dagger strong over insolvency. This amounting to about 350 million CFA francs. And this actually led to this company, the real estate company, to block the entrance of the city council's offices that are hosted in that building. Details in the following report.
The relationship between the Douala City Council, the CUD, and the Société Civile Immobilier SCE Bonanjo, the owner of one of the buildings hosting some city council services, has turned sour. Accused of insolvency, the city council attributes the delay in payments to the lack of necessary documentation from its counterpart. The lease agreement signed in 2022 has faced challenges in its execution. Trucks loaded with sand block access to the pink building housing certain Douala City Council services. For the SCE Bonanjo, the building's owner, the goal is to recover unpaid rent after several correspondence exchanges.
The main problem is the necessary accounting document that have been produced very late by the SCE Bonanjo. First time, they refused to produce. That document are provided by the law. It's not the city mayor council who are asking. It's the provision of the law.
At the Legal and Litigations Affairs Department of the City Council, FEDEM has slowed the payment process. They, however, emphasized essential documents such as bank domiciliation certificate, a source deduction tax notice, the value-added tax details are required for payment validation. The debt, initially estimated at 351 million CFA francs, has been partially reduced, with the City Council claiming to have already transferred 305 million CFA francs towards the settlement.
And National Road not ago this equally turned.
For those traveling from Douala in the littoral region to Chang in the west region of Cameroon, the journey has become a test of patience and resilience. Since a devastating landslide struck the Chang escarpment 2 months ago, a poorly maintained detour has been the only road available. The tragedy, which claimed the lives of 10 people, has left a lasting impact on road users. The journey is really hectic. We used to travel from Douala to Bafoussam within 6 hours, but now congestion.
La fatigue, le long voyage, c'est tout ça. Donc on était habitués à passer par Chang et la route était bonne.
The alternative road, burdened by heavy traffic, is riddled with potholes and narrow sections, creating long delays. Fatigue now accompanies drivers and passengers alike, with some spending hours on the road under difficult conditions. Travelers describe the experience as exhausting and nerve-wracking as the road's condition takes a toll on vehicles.
It
reduces the rate at which our buses travel because there is traffic congestion on that road and no secondary road to be used.
2
months on, frustration is mounting as there appears to be no swift solution in sight. Many are calling for urgent repairs to the main road or significant improvements to the temporary detour.
And in Bonamoussali, Douala 5 subdivision residents are facing very challenging moments as there is no water in that environment. A year-long construction project has actually damaged pipes and reported to be the main reason for the non-supply of water. However, the residents are now depending on boreholes, but are decrying the very challenging situation. Cynthia Latte.
For nearly a month,
Accessing water in Bonamu Sadi Terminus, Douala 5 subdivision has become increasingly difficult. Long treks to fetch this precious resource have become a common sight. Riley, who has been working at the construction site here since December, has experienced a considerable slowdown in his activity. You're forced to get up early every day. Borehole owners are very strict. There are specific hours for collecting water. If you haven't fetched it by 4 p.m., you're out of luck. You'll spend the day without water. Residents blame the ongoing road construction for the destruction of pipes that supply water to the area, leading to significant disruption in water supply. They are not doing it. We are often insulted. Meanwhile, we have tap water at home that isn't flowing.
Les travaux publics, ils ont cassé les tuyaux qui mènent dans les foyers au quartier.
Despite turning to boreholes and other alternatives, residents remain concerned about potential health issues. Inhabitants of Bonamu.
Thanks very much, Cynthia Latid, running the cuttings for this edition of the 6:15 News with me, Kejan Henry Atimbi. And thanking you for being there with us, in which you got information that schools have officially opened the doors for the second term, considered the most crucial on the academic calendar. From all of us, it's goodbye from me.